Hello, hello, and welcome back. I am doing another reading. We are going to be doing fire signs today, but this is going to be a love reading. So, everyone loves love. Everyone wants to know about love. So, it just seemed fitting that we would maybe start doing that once a month just for all the signs. So it is a love reading for the fire signs for the month of April 2026. We're going to start with Aries. Got my oracle deck out. Guardian of the heart. Oh my gosh, that's so silly. You stand in full sovereignty over your emotional world. You lead from a heart with strength and grace. Protect the emotional landscapes you've nurtured. So without drawing any tarot, this is kind of making me feel like you've been hurt quite a bit in the past and you've really curated some needed boundaries for yourself around your heart space, making sure you're letting the right people in, not just letting people in that are giving you attention. So let me draw. I'm going to use my little zodiac tarot deck here. We'll see what pops out for Aries. Aries need to know for April. And don't worry, I will do one for, I'm going to do general and then I'm going to do for single and for people that are involved with somebody. So this is just a general. Aries for the month of April. All right, I had a couple things pop out and they're kind of sideways. Okay, yeah, talking about that heartbreak here, we got Three of Swords and it fell out sideways. So it kind of feels like you're teetering back and forth between actively feeling hurt about these past heartbreaks and then diving more into healing them, which is good. We kind of want to get you into this space where you're just in full on healing from them and creating boundaries for yourself and guarding your heart a little bit is going to give you space to do that. And then we have the World fell out sideways as well. So the world is kind of like about like open doors and possibilities, like the world is at your feet sort of thing. Again, you're kind of going back and forth between sinking into that like heartbreak feeling and just feeling like nothing's going to turn out right for me. This is just something that's going to go on forever. I'm never going to meet the right person. And then starting to heal from it a little bit and going, you know what, I'm a little bit hopeful. I can kind of see the bigger picture with this. So I want to draw a card for those of you that are single Aries for the month of April. Knight of Wands. Don't be afraid to step into something and take action if it is something that feels aligned for you. All of this stuff might be making you hesitate a little bit in terms of, yeah, I may really be kind of interested in this person, but I've kind of had these experiences in my past. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen again. I don't know this person super well. But it definitely feels like there is some sort of interest that you have in somebody. This card is encouraging you to move forward with that. What about our Aries that are in relationships? King of Pentacles. This is all about creating something with somebody, something tangible, something material. So those of you Aries that are in a relationship with someone, you might be looking to buy a house, you might be looking to build a house, you might be looking to have a business together. It feels like you're doing something with your partner that is creating something. Also, this feels like you might be hesitant to step into this again because of the past hurts. It definitely feels like moving forward, and these are both court cards, so it's like you're learning to master these things for yourself. And especially those of you in a relationship, like you're kind of taking this to the next level with this person, with this connection. Don't let the past hold you back from moving forward into this. Don't let the fear of something bad happening hold you back from moving forward into this. As long as you have your boundaries in place and as long as you are doing what you need to do to vet people, to kind of make sure you're protecting yourself from people that you may be attracted in the past, it feels like you're not attracting those types of people anymore for some reason. So just be confident in moving forward. That's the big thing for Aries in April. And also it's Aries season and moving into April. So be confident, find that Aries fire, find that initiation, find that stepping into something new, creating new projects. Do that with your partner if you do have one. And if you don't, think about stepping forward into something that has been in your line of sight for a little bit. Right now, we are going to tap into Leo. What can Leo expect in the love department for the month of April? I love my Leos so much. All three of my kids are Leos. I have so many good Leo friends or people with strong Leo placements in my life. I'm a Pisces, but for whatever reason, I attract a lot of Leos in my life. So I absolutely love Leo energy. Leos for the month of April. First step. You're at the beginning of a new journey of action. The first step holds the power to change everything. Take it boldly, even if you feel unsure. The word boldly in there definitely feels very aligned with Leos. We're going to be getting into Leos that are single and Leos that are currently in relationship. But whichever aspect you're in right now, there is something that you've been a little bit hesitant about moving forward into. This is actually kind of similar to Aries, but it feels different. It feels a little bit more. Yeah, let's pull some more cards. It feels different. I don't quite have the words for it yet. Okay, so let's Leos for the month of April. What's the overall general theme for the month of April? I'm not going to take that. I want to see some. Don't want to get too caught up in the general. Want to get into the single and taking. Waha. Okay. Well, you may go. We've got 7 of Wands here. You may be feeling like you can't step into this thing because it may not be something that other people support or other people understand what you're doing. So it almost feels like you're having to defend your position and defend what you're doing a little bit. And this kind of fell out sideways, but more so upright. Something else with a general 2 of Wands. Yep, here we go. Indecision. You're at a standstill. You're at an in-between. It's like, I don't know if I can move forward into this because I don't know how everyone's going to react to this. This kind of ties into that, like stepping boldly. Being bold is something you do when you're not worried about what other people think. For whatever reason, this thing you're wanting to move into or this choice you're wanting to make in the department of romance and love, it feels like you're a little worried that people aren't going to support you or people are going to judge you with it, which is interesting. Interesting for Leos to feel that way. What's happening for the single Leos in April? You may be reconnecting with someone from your past, or maybe choosing to connect with someone that you have had a history with. Maybe people don't quite approve of this person because maybe in the past they've hurt you, or it's been a rocky relationship, or there was just something where people that are close to you kind of like just aren't okay with this person. But it feels like there's already kind of a connection there. There's already something that exists between the two of you. And you're a little bit worried about moving forward into that for some reason. All right, Leos that are in relationship. We've got 3 of Cups. Well, it's not in reverse, so that's interesting. Okay, this might sound a little spicy. You might be debating on bringing a third party into your relationship, or something like having what's that called? Ethically non-monogamous relationship where you can kind of go and do what you want without, damaging the current relationship that you have. It doesn't feel like it's a negative thing in the relationship itself, but that would definitely lend to you feeling like people are going to judge you, or you're kind of worried about having to defend the choices you're making within your relationship, if that's a thing. That's in this context, that's what that card reads to me. That's really interesting. Can I get a clarifier for that one? We got the 2 of Wands. We got the 2 of Wands in reverse here. So the overall energy is all like, hey, I don't know what choice to make. This one is all twos are about choices. Twos are about, what are you going to do with this? Wands is about action. Like, which choice are you going to make? What are you going to choose to do? Can I get another clarifier since we already have that 2 of Wands energy in here? Magician. Yeah. What do you want your relationship to look like? What do you want your current relationship to look like? If this is something that the both of you are okay with and the both of you have talked about, and it's a solid foundation within your current relationship, don't worry about what other people are going to think about how you express yourself or what you do within the context of your relationship. I say go for it. That's what that's feeling like. Really interesting. Okay, I kind of want to pull a clarifier. Can I pull a clarifier for the 6 of Cups? Okay, yeah, we're going back to the single Leos. This person in the past that you may be kind of rekindling things with or reconnecting with, yeah, it wasn't a pretty ending. Maybe you feel like they have grown or they have done a lot of work on themselves. And this could be something from like way, way past, like relationship in high school and maybe now you're in your 40s or something like that, to where you feel like a significant enough time has passed that maybe you are interested in like rekindling something, or maybe they're interested in rekindling something and you're not necessarily, or you have mixed feelings about it. So overall, Leos, you have some choices to make in April in terms of what you want your relationships to look like, and do it boldly. Do it without fear of what people are going to think about you, whatever choice you decide. All right, now we are going to dive into Sagittarius, which will be interesting. I have a Pisces, but I have a Sagittarius stellium. So we'll see what's happening. This is for the month of April. Sagittarius in the love department. Inner fractures. You feel cracks within your sense of self. These fractures are opportunities to heal and strengthen, see where the light is getting in. And I actually pulled this card, I think last week. I cannot remember what element it was for, but this was the card that was pulled. So this almost feels like you may in the past or currently be struggling with identifying a little too strongly with your relationships, having a hard time with like codependency, or understanding how you can operate and function as a separate person from your relationships. We'll pull a couple of cards and see overall general what that looks like for Sagittarius in the month of April. We got King of Swords, Three of Wands. Yeah, your Three of Wands is kind of like you're just like sitting out there waiting for something. You're waiting for something to come in. You've put a little bit of work in and you're just like kind of waiting for stuff to come in. King of Swords is about mastering discernment, mastering boundaries. So remember how I said it might feel like you're being a little codependent, or you're having trouble separating yourself from relationships. Like, how do you operate like that? So it almost feels like the month of April is going to challenge you in terms of where your boundaries are at, what's okay for you in relationships, what's not okay for you. Feeling into those areas that are being triggered in relationships as well, and really reflecting on places you can heal. So let's look at single Sagittariuses. If you're not currently in a committed relationship, what does the month of April look like for you in this context? 2 of Coins. Twos are about choices. It feels like you'll have the opportunity to build something with somebody, to lean into a relationship or connection that is going to be kind of a long-term stable thing. Ace of Cups. But you're you're going to question whether or not this is going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. It might be one of those things where it looks good on paper, it looks good on the outside. This person checks all the boxes in terms of what a healthy relationship should look like, or what a good relationship should look like. But there's something missing there in terms of your emotional connection, where you're just really like, is this something I want to step into? Like, I feel like I should, but I don't know if it feels right. So take that as an opportunity to kind of ask yourself some questions of, does it really not feel right for me because it's not right for me? Or does this not feel right for me because of some of the past wounds that I'm carrying around boundaries? Like, what would happen with this connection if you were to set some boundaries and made it a little bit less fuzzy and codependent with this connection? Would it feel good then? And if not, definitely, kind of follow your gut, follow your instincts when it comes to this. So Sagittariuses that are in relationships. The Fool. Fool is all about stepping into something new. So this could be just maybe in your relationship, you're kind of stepping into a new dynamic. Maybe there was some past things that were not working for you, and you were able to kind of communicate and connect with your person and be like, hey, we kind of need to do things a little bit differently. So it feels like you're stepping into a new version of this relationship. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Aces are all about new things. This is kind of like taking action. You're taking action as well. It's not just something that you've talked about. You guys are kind of like implementing this now. So it could be something like, it most definitely could have to do with boundaries. It could have to do with you feeling like you were doing all the giving, or you were being drained, or you were being mistreated in some way. Maybe the other person just wasn't being considerate of your feelings. And there was definitely conversation. And again, this is for April. So there may be inklings of this currently because it's March 27th, but definitely in April, being able to communicate those things with your partner and stepping into something new. It's time for a new dynamic in your current relationship that is going to serve you, allow you to have your own sovereignty. Because, too, with um, Sagittarius energy very much likes to have kind of like some fluidity and independence, even if they're in relationship, not in a negative way necessarily that it's going to hurt the other person, but they kind of need to feel like they have a little bit of freedom and a little bit of wiggle room. So that could be what this is about too. You just need to kind of like set some boundaries and give yourself some space. So Sagittarius overall looks like April you are going to be turning inward and really looking at what it is you want and need in relationships, choosing whether or not you want to step into something that feels good for you, and leaning into communicating the boundaries that you need within a relationship. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Again, these readings are all about what you need to hear in the moment. If it resonates with you, then it's for you. If it doesn't, it's not. Move along. But hopefully that kind of helped give some clarity to some people. Definitely let me know in the comments if anything comes to fruition or if this resonates for you now. I would love to hear, and definitely make sure you follow across all my platforms, and I'll be back soon with some new readings.